This episode was recorded on riverside.fm. Log on today to start your own podcasting journey. How do you choose what to post? Because I'm sure that you create much more than you actually post.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you choose what to post?
Honestly, most people do. I don't even write or prepare skits. I go every day.
On vibes.
I don't know what I'm doing today, but you're gonna see something today. Yesterday I did rafting.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? It could possibly be a good idea to carry some of the characters and do a video on the raft. So I was like, okay, let me do that. So I carried Ezekiel, my mom character, my father character, myself. I did a video on the raft. I put it out there. People enjoyed it, and that was it.
Hello everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Game Changers Hub podcast. My name is Quinn St, and I'm here with a special guest. Now, I always say that I'm here with a special guest, but today I'm here with an extra special guest. This is an interview that I've been waiting for. It's an interview that I've been working on quietly in the background, and this guy is finally here. Jamel,
yes.
Welcome to the Game Changers
Quinn,
podcast.
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure to be on the podcast. Absolutely love the name of the podcast, Game Changers. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Lovely to be in the country of St. Lucia. This is my fourth time here. Absolutely love it. You know, second home.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, just on that topic, why are you here this time? I mean, look at where we are.
Yeah.
I understand why people will want to come here, but why are you here this time?
A plethora of things. One, I came with my mom. My mom and I, we have such a close bond, a strong bond. Because I'm so busy, I don't usually get to spend time with her. So what an amazing trip it would be and is going to be, and already shaping up for that, which is, you know, we're going to spend some time together. We came to St. Lucia not only to experience arts and jazz festival, but you know, get a little mom and son time and bond a little bit more. But I'm very, very excited because I have some good performances coming up.
For
Great
sure.
performances on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we came for St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. We came to experience the island. As I said, this is my fourth time here. And, you know, we're staying at Bay Gardens, which is a beautiful resort, beautiful beach. Everything just great, boy.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure. All right, so I want to really speak to you about your journey over the years. In fact, believe it or not, the first time I found your videos, it actually was not a funny video. I remember you did a video about your stepfather and him helping you in your life. That was the first video I ever came up.
Video you saw? Oh, that was a rough time.
So I've been following you for a while.
Yeah.
But the comedy really is what ended up selling. So did you always know that you were funny from the very beginning?
So initially, I'm more of a storyteller.
Okay.
I'm painting a story to portray to audiences all over the world. Comedy is something so subjective. Somebody might like this, somebody might like that. Somebody like the color blue, somebody like the color red. But the beauty of comedy, it will go where it needs to go and find the audience that it needs to find. So for me, I was more focused on creating rather than, you know, seeing the criticism, seeing this or that. I was finding myself, shaping myself.
Yeah.
And, you know, the content did what it needed to do, which is find the audience that it needed to find, which is kids, young adults, older folks. I have a plethora of characters that I have to represent many age brackets, diaspora, ethnic background. So comedy for me now, I wouldn't even call it comedy. I would call it art, sketches, storytelling. That's what I would call it. That turns into comedy. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So then, I mean, it's one thing to do social media and be present on social media, but when did you know that this could become something serious for you, a viable business for you?
The moment I asked my mom to give me 3 years to make it happen. So I'm doing this 10 years now, and for 7 years I've been doing it for no coins, no pennies, no dollars, just more of the building part of it, which is a message I always like to say out there, you know, for anybody that chasing a particular goal, dream, career. You know, it's not going to happen just so. It takes 7 years. So I had to talk to my mom. My mom tell me, no, I'm not giving you 3 years, I'm giving you 1 year. I was not unable to do it in 1 year and 3. It took me 7. But she believed in me. Of course, you know, Caribbean moms is Caribbean moms. If it's not paying the bills, it don't make sense. So
Praise God for them still.
Yeah. So I finally find my footing, got the correct manager, friends, team, support group around me. And about 3 years ago is when I realized, hey, this is making sense.
Yes. So I actually finally got to meet the real Miss Marlin this morning as well. That was a really nice experience. I see the lady behind this whole thing. So it was really beautiful for me. One of the biggest compliments I think I can pay to you is that sometimes I look at your skits and I actually forget that you're playing all of those characters. I genuinely forget that.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is your process like? Because I know there's a lot of production that happens behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. So tell me a little bit about your process.
So one, you know, people have many speculations. This man had to have 5 people behind the team, 6 people behind the team. It's literally just 3.
Okay.
Myself, my manager, and somebody that I speak to with ideas just to make sure, hey, I'm not crossing the line here.
Yeah.
This is a good idea to do, right? And then we execute. What I like to do is, you know, I'm selling a product online.
Yes.
I'm selling comedy, storytelling, sketches. So it's my duty to make sure I stay in character as much as possible, to make sure that when people see these characters, they could feel like it's a different person.
Got you.
And that's how the whole story comes together. And that's how everybody have their favorites. Some people like Ezekiel, some people like Mervin, some people like Jackson, Granny, Mom, Dad, Artist, the Artist, Zion, and myself, Jamel, the greedy one.
Yeah, so I that is very interesting to me, because what I realize is that all of the characters are relatable in some way. Like you have a neighbor that really annoys you, that is similar to that character.
True story.
Right?
I'm telling you, about 3/4 of the characters that I have, all of them is based on true stories.
People, right.
Ezekiel is a little cousin that I have. I couldn't use his name. I don't want to do him now, so I use a different name. Mervin is a character that was brought to life because of situations that happened with me growing up. I had a neighbor who was dread. He was like, don't come in my yard, don't pick my mango, what you doing here? Don't touch my fence, don't park here, don't put your garbage here. So a lot of things was going on in my life that I decided to bring into the perspective of doing storytelling. Yeah, so this is a character as well. We experience behind us.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? It might be part of a skit.
You never know.
You never know where you get the inspiration from. All right. So with you for our first break, and we'll be back with more Certified Sampson after it.
When considering or purchasing a new appliance, remember that we are a nation that runs on 240 volts. And appliances designed for 110 volts will need a transformer to function. Using a transformer on a 110 appliance may increase your energy consumption, and when not in use, it wastes energy and costs you more in the long term. Stylish is good for shoes, but appliances should be smart. Saving energy is what's smart.
You spend months planning for the perfect event. You have great guests, you have great speakers, and the event is a success. But in 24 hours, it's gone. But what if it doesn't have to be? Introducing Event Voices by Game Changers. We shoot a live podcast episode at your event, turning your speakers into content. We blend our production quality with your event. Your speakers plus our production quality and distribution equals more leads for everybody. For more information on how you can transform your event into something game-changing, contact us via the information on the screen. We're back with the man Certified Sampson himself. Bro, okay, I want to go a little bit deeper into this thing. So you would have established your brand, millions of followers on social media, and then something inspired you to take this audience, this following, and turn it into a brick and mortar something. Certified Scoop.
Absolutely.
Tell me about that, man.
My ice cream store, well, my manager and I sat down, which is my really good friend, and we was like, what else could we give to people? What else could we do to bring them closer, not only to me, but the brand, the plethora of characters that I have. And we was like, you know, let's come up with a business. At first, I was like, let's do cereal. I was like, cereal, cornflakes, that don't make no sense. Then I was like, all right, let's do stationery. Pencils, pens, sharpeners, and just like, you know, have the characters and different utensils and different products. But then we came up with ice cream. I love ice cream. I could eat a whole tub of ice cream. My mom would get extremely upset when she see me eating a whole tub of ice cream. So I was like, okay, that's the best way forward. Created the ice cream. We started with lollies at first, and then we fast forward into an ice cream store, which we have 2 in Trinidad and now expanding outside of Trinidad, and one is coming very, very soon. But I love ice cream. People love ice cream. Ice cream is a dessert everybody loves to enjoy. So I thought that would have been the best foot forward.
Beautiful. And then how important is that for social media entrepreneurs? Because we know that, I mean, as good as social media is, it can be unpredictable. So how important is that to diversify as a content creator?
It's extremely important. As I said, 10 years I'm doing this now. I don't like to get comfortable.
Right.
I like to be uncomfortable and challenge myself. And business was one of those. Also leveraging your brand, your following, your support group, your support base is a very important thing. People always want to see what's next, what's different, what he's going to bring to the table now. And for me, business was that niche for me, because I did business in school.
Okay.
So for me, it was something that I needed to go into, and it's very important for content creators to understand their brand, understand how to pivot, and go in a different direction where people could support as well, other than content. Give them something that they could experience of you, of your brand, and what you represent.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And outside of your personal brand, I know that you've collaborated with many brands. I mean, we've seen the Popeyes sketches inside there. How did these things come about? What is the process like?
The process is basically me turning my content into something that could live through the lens with brands collaborating with me in such a way that when people look at these videos with Popeyes or SM Jalil, they realize it's a part of Sampson as well as a part of the brand. For me, it's important to figure out how to mesh businesses into your brand in an organic, genuine way.
For sure.
That's what I was able to do. But working with brands is fun. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but it's fun. It's fun.
All right. So you've not just worked with commercial brands, but I mean, you're working with Brand St. Lucia now, promoting this, and you've also worked with other destinations as well. How was that like? I mean, you get to travel and experience the island. Tell me a little bit about that.
No, well, recently I realized, and I say recently because it was literally recently, probably like a year, 2 years ago, that I had support base outside of Trinidad. I thought it was, a little here and there. But it was tremendous love when I came to St. Lucia the first time. When I came back, I got to collaborate with some businesses, which was great for me to know that, one, my brand is outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and two, they see the value in the content that I have to advertise, to represent, and to also be that beacon in the Caribbean and not only Trinidad and Tobago. So it was great. It was great collaborating.
Beautiful. Yeah. So we see that, you're a true Caribbean man. You're not just a Trin. You're a true Caribbean man. Yeah. I love that. All right, so we're going to another break, and we'll be back with Certified Sampson right after this.
Absolutely.
What if I told you I made all this with just Capcut? My name's Lionel Eton. I'm a professional filmmaker and an AI filmmaking pioneer. I grew up loving movies and TV, but I joined the Coast Guard out of high school and I got stationed in Alaska. Hollywood couldn't have felt further away, but I kept pursuing my filmmaking dreams. Then I discovered AI. 2 years ago, I created my first AI film using Capcut, and my career took off. I started Film Crux to help close the gap between indie filmmakers and Hollywood, so that people's only limitation was their own creativity and imagination. Essential to that is using Capcut because it's so versatile. So everything from being able to retouch humans, AI transcriptions, to tracking, to background removal with AI, it's all possible. You're no longer limited by your resources, and instead you can create something that's really as close to what you had in that initial spark of your vision. With Capcut, I get to live in the worlds that I imagine, and I get to bring you with me.
Oh, hace mucho calor. Deberíamos buscar una pizza, unos tacos para comer.
Let's go to Chanel Cafe and just have a Babso Kitchen right upstairs.
Yes, that's true.
Good afternoon. How can I help?
Located upstairs the Chanel's building, New Dock Road, Vieux Fort.
Hello Game Changers. Over the years, you guys have consistently expressed how happy and how interested you are in the caliber of guests we feature on Game Changers. Well, now we're going to take it to the next level. These very same guests will now be instructors in an exclusive community, giving their insights and ideas to transform the game for your own business. We are launching 2 communities. The first of which is called Your Next Move. This is for entrepreneurs looking not just to make their enterprises profitable, but also to make it transformative. The second one is the Creatives Hub. This is for creatives looking to transform their art through the insights of practitioners who have been there before. This is not for everybody. It's only for those who are looking to transform their lives and truly elevate the game. So, if you're interested, follow Game Changers via the link to our Patreon today. So we're back with Jamel, and bro, I have to ask you this question. I have to. You're used to going viral, but you went super viral recently when you raced iShow Speed. Why did you do that, first and foremost? And tell me a little bit about just the experience in general.
So I want to say it here, and I'm going to say it here for the first time.
Wow, breaking news.
So Speed is a worldwide, renowned, noticeable brand. And when I went there, I had a plan in my head a couple of days before.
Right.
I know Speed likes racing. Not only that, but he also likes One Piece.
Oh, yes.
So I deliberately wore a One Piece jersey.
Right.
I deliberately created a gift for him, just to gift him. And I deliberately challenged him to a race and to give $1,000 to somebody from his viewership.
Yeah.
Right? I knew I wasn't going to beat Speed, but for me, it's important to capitalize and understand what content is. Speed, when he races, it produces mass numbers,
yes,
mass following, and also mass viewership. So in that moment, I just captured the moment. I was like, hey, let's race. And what that did for me was help my platform, which in turn helps everything else that I'm doing, which is content creation, trying to get my name out there a lot more. And as well, just understanding what content is. And content is seizing the moment, knowing exactly what to do in that moment, and, putting it together so the people can see it.
Beautiful. So I'm seeing that you leverage the occasion. I mean, we'll blame the pothole. Eh? We'll still blame
the pothole was a big factor. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I had a good start. But that pothole, as we all know in the Caribbean, it's there.
Hey, that's part of Speed's experience. He had to experience the potholes, right?
I feel like I get set up because the pothole was on my side. But all right.
Who put that pothole there?
I don't know.
It there? It must be Wassa on your head.
I'd be Wassa.
All right. So, outside of your skits and your social media, you've delved into the soca music scene as well.
Yes.
A man of many talents. I mean, we've seen how even in your skits we have some of your characters singing and dancing. Yeah. Why soca music? What?
Yeah.
Inspired that?
So soca music is of course part of my culture.
Yes.
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, where soca music is sung proudly all over the entire world. For me, it was, part of just heritage, part of culture, part of, exploring my country a lot more. Soca was something that would be a great fit. I love music. I love dancehall, reggae,
right,
soca, bouillon, zouk. Currently listening to a lot of zouk music. All right, so for me it was just, just being a part of my culture, being a part of home a little bit more and representing and contributing something.
Beautiful. So again, it's just exploring your creativity, because us as creatives, we have so much inside of us that we want to express.
Exactly.
And it's not even necessarily about money necessarily. Nah. It's just to,
Fun fact, I made nothing off of that song.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
I actually put out more than what I got. And sometimes that happens with businesses, with life, with goals, with anything that you're going to. Sometimes you may put out more than you get. But what I walked away with was experience, was understanding what the business is like, and knowing how to pivot and challenge it next time around when I do soca music, which is experiences with love. You ain't going into it to make money. You're going into it to put out music for people to enjoy it. Everything else will come after.
Beautiful. We've seen your impact not just impact yourself, but impact your family. I realize that your sister's TikTok is going viral.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel as an older brother?
Sometimes I'm like, hey boy, social media, my little sister, because she has a little temper sometimes. So, I play out situation, like if somebody come up to her to ask her for a picture, I hope she's not moody, because she had to be nice. But it's fun to see her in her own lane. She's doing her own thing. She's very business oriented now. She's actually the social media manager for Certified Scoop.
Oh, wow.
And she handles it pretty well. I'm very proud of her with all the other things that she's doing as well. She does modeling, advertisement, content. So pretty proud of her. She created her own lane.
Beautiful. And as they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So once you increase your value, you can increase the value of those around you.
Absolutely.
Right? And I'm seeing that you're doing it for not just yourself, but your family, your mother, your sister, those in your circle. I'm sure that you have friends that you've done it for as well.
Absolutely. Family, friends, the right people around you is very important. But also, as you just mentioned, if I do good, they do great. If they do good, I do great.
For sure.
It's feeding off of one another, for sure.
Beautiful. So then I also want to go back to the content. How do you choose what to post? Because I'm sure that you create much more than you actually post.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you choose what to post?
Honestly, most people don't. I don't even write or prepare skits, bro. I go every day.
On vibes.
I don't even know what I'm doing today. But you're going to see something today. Yesterday, I did rafting.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? It could possibly be a good idea to carry some of the characters and do a video on the raft.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me do that. So I carried Ezekiel, my mom character, my father character, myself. I did a video on the raft. I put it out there. People enjoyed it, and that was it. Today, I'm going in the chocolate factory. To see how to make chocolate.
Hey,
you might see something.
Jamel might make an experience.
Exactly. You never know. So for me, content comes with everyday life, everyday experiences. I just sit down, probably brainstorm for an hour, and I'm like, that's the one to go with.
For sure.
And then go ahead, yeah.
For sure. So we see that you have this dedicated fan base, and it's continued growing. Where do you see yourself taking this? I mean, I know you say you don't plan necessarily your day-to-day, but I'm sure you have bigger goals and aspirations to shoot for. Where do you see this
Definitely
really
a movie. I love film. I love acting. I also love producing. So that would be a full circle moment to create the short content that I have and have it in a form where it's an hour and a half. People can enjoy it in cinemas, theaters, at home. And definitely one day, hopefully, representing on Netflix through the Caribbean.
For sure.
But many different forms of art, cartoons, movies is on top of the plate for sure. And figuring out how I could take the brand that I have, go out there and give as much advice as possible. So a lot of entrepreneurial talks, a lot of cultural talks, everything that I've learned, everything that I've went through in the 10 years going on in content, to share it with people. So many things planned. For
sure. And just on that movie front, we've seen what Bandy has done for Martinique. Hopefully they continue that series. We've seen what other films that have been shot in the Caribbean have done for us. And the good thing about you is that you're a Caribbean storyteller. So you know the Caribbean story already. Yes. You're not some boy from foreign who is trying to tell a Caribbean story, who does a terrible version of our accents, who doesn't know the root of the Caribbean. You are a Caribbean man, and I think you're in the perfect position to tell that story. Absolutely, and I'm one of the persons that, you go different Caribbean islands, many different accents. If I can't do it, I don't do it. Right. I bring somebody from the country itself and collaborate with them. There you go. I believe in collaboration. I don't think anybody could do it themselves. This is a collaboration right now. A young man from Trinidad, a young man from St. Lucia, Quinn, and we're having a conversation and sharing similarities of what we experienced growing up in the Caribbean, but also a wholesome conversation. So this is what collaboration is. For sure. And I think we need more of that as content creators, because sometimes I feel like we fight against each other, which makes no sense. It's in that serious. I swear, it's in that serious. The content is for the people. It's not for the person. Yes.
And I think that's what some people see it as. The person. They want to be the biggest. They want to be the greatest. But it's not necessarily about that. It's about what the people could see, enjoy, consume. I'm a big people person. So for me, I love to collaborate. Once it makes sense, I will do it.
Beautiful.
Once I figure out the idea, once I'm able to execute the idea, I will do it. I don't force content. It comes naturally.
Beautiful.
So once it comes naturally, I'm a part of it.
Beautiful. Now managing, this fan base, I know, as much as it's fun, it could be a challenge.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you faced along the way?
One for sure is, sometimes quality time is not there.
Like you said earlier on,
Yeah. So if I'm with my girlfriend or with my family, which is understandable. People might see me for the first time. They like what I do. They come up to me. I don't ever turn any of them away, but sometimes it's be a little bit hard on my family or like my girlfriend, not being able to share quality time, but that comes with it. I would say the next thing is when you're chasing greatness, you don't have time to celebrate. So I don't have no time to celebrate at all. I just had to keep going. I just had to, appreciate the wins, give it a nod, and keep moving on.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day you could sit down and you could bask and look back at what you've accomplished and do. That's not yet, because I have a long journey to go again.
Yeah.
So that's the next challenge, and I would say maybe one more challenge is being able to appreciate the moments that you're in, because sometimes life could drift you away and take you somewhere where you don't necessarily want to go. So it's always to remember, hey, this is the goal, this is the situation that I'm in right now. Stay focused, stay committed.
Beautiful. And I think that goes perfect into my next question. What advice would you give content creators like myself or like any other aspiring content creator who wants to do this thing but is afraid of it, has the talent but is afraid to go out and do it for some reason?
Opinions is not facts. I would say that firstly. Many people may have opinions about you, but it's not a fact. It's just simply an opinion. And what most people face is the fear of opinions of others, because they might feel bad, ashamed. One life to live, nobody's gonna live your life. I definitely have people who may not like my content. That is okay.
Yeah.
I have people who do, and that is great. So I do content for them, and you should as well. When you build your audience, your main focus is the people who like you, not the people who don't. 100 people could like you, one person might not, and we have people out there that would take on that energy. That is not the way I used to do that, but I've overgrown that part of the internet and content. So you want to start content, is consistency, belief, understanding that sometimes every video is not going to be like the viral video you create here and there. Don't get too obsessed with the numbers. Create content, because sometimes I might have an idea that I think going to do good and it's not going to do good
at all.
And sometimes I might have an idea that I think I'm not going to do good and it does great.
Right.
So I myself is still figuring out content, still figuring out, although I have a map of what to do, sometimes it has those odd days where it's like, I thought I figured it out. No, gotta keep going, keep creative, keep consistent, and you're gonna do fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Bro, I'll just thank you so much for sitting down with me and having this conversation.
Absolutely.
Honestly, you were one of a dream guest for me, because not just because of the numbers and what it could potentially do for this podcast, but because I just like your vibe. You seem like a genuine person, and now I know for sure that you're a genuine person because of our conversation. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. I also want to thank my friend Laurie. So she met you at the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival opening, and she asked you to be on my podcast. I decided to take the video of her.
Full circle moment.
There you go. So I took the video of her. I posted that on social media, and I did some commentary. It went viral, over like 100K followers. The SLT saw it. The SLTA saw it. And they deserve it.
Yeah.
Right. So big up Laurie, large up Laurie, because and I think that's something very important. When your friends speak in rooms that you're not in, you never know what could happen.
And he's asking me to ask you if you could be on his podcast.
Where you from? St. Lucia?
St. Lucia, yes.
So I leave in here tomorrow, but the next time I come to St. Lucia, I don't mind.
Okay, no problem.
Absolutely.
You heard it here.
This is such a full circle moment.
It is beautiful.
But also the same thing that I try to achieve, which is seize the moment, create the opportunity.
Yeah.
Which is a very important part of content and collaboration and meeting up. This is crazy to me because I remember
Yes.
the conversation, and she's a very good friend to
Right.
even mentioning that. And yo, even if that conversation didn't happen and we still had this conversation, the impact would be great. But
Yeah.
it's so nice to see the full circle
Full
moment.
circle
man.
moment. Yeah, these moments don't happen often in life, and you have to value them.
Absolutely,
And value
Quinn.
the people that give them to you.
Absolutely.
Before we come to our end, I actually have
Yes.
something for you, sir.
I saw the gift here.
Yes, sir. So I'd actually like you to take this out of.
Absolutely, will do.
So as the Game Changers Hub, we have merchandise, right?
Yes.
That we sell. We have for all the Caribbean islands, including Trinidad as well. But I decided to bring this one for you because you are an honorary Saint
love
Lucian.
this.
So you are
love
a
this.
Lucian leveling it up. You have a Saint Lucian spirit.
I love this.
You have the vibe of Saint Lucia. So I look forward.
Wait, you might
to
see it
see
in a skit.
Hey,
Hey.
I would love that. I
Thank
would
you very, very
I
much,
would
brother.
definitely love that. So like I said, on our website and across
Yeah.
our social media, we do sell merchandise, including from Trinidad as well
Yes.
as other countries. More to come. But this is for you, bro. I look forward to seeing you
Thank
with
you
this
very
on
much,
you.
brother. I apprate this.
Yes.
Might be Ezekiel, might be Jamel, you never know.
Hey. I don't know if I want Ezekiel anywhere near my merchandise, you know. but we'll see about
This
that.
is great. I will urge you all to go out and definitely get this for sure, boy.
For sure.
This was a wholesome conversation, brother. Great questions. It was authentic, genuine. I absolutely love the name of the podcast.
Yes.
It's so nice to sit down and have conversations. I don't usually do this often.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so busy, so
Yes.
back and forth. So this was refreshing to do. You know, look at the view in the background.
Of course, I mean,
Two brothers from different islands just
Yes.
having a conversation.
might be a
And
start of a friendship. You never know.
Never know. And
Yeah.
collaborating,
Yeah.
right? And that's what content is, and that's what life is as well. You know,
Yes.
meeting people, having conversations. But again, this name of the podcast, love it. Absolutely.
Beautiful,
Good
beautiful.
to meet you, Quinn.
Yeah, man.
Blessings, bro.
So, guys, as you can see, Game Changers is available wherever you get your podcast. It's available on YouTube, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and across our social media platforms. Look out for further collaborations, not with Jamel, but people across the Caribbean, because we want to tell the Caribbean story from our own
So
perspective.
let me do what your friend did as well. Full circle moment. Who is somebody you would like to interview?
Oh, there are so many people that I would like to interview, but I love
Top of the list.
I love to interview who.
Yeah.
Let me take somebody from your own island.
Okay.
I love to have a conversation with the Prince of Port of Spain, Brian Lara.
Wow. So we're going to put that. Brian Lara need to have an interview with you. We're going to make that happen. I'm going to message Brian Lara. I'm going to try to make that happen.
Let's
for you.
make that happen.
Yeah.
Listen, growing up, Brian
Wow.
Lara was everything to Caribbean people.
Wow.
Not just to cricket fans, but he was everything to Caribbean people. I would
Yeah.
love to have a conversation with Brian.
All right, perfect. That would
Yeah.
be good. So let me see if I can help you to make that happen. yeah?
Listen, I would love that. And I mean, you just do it, saying yes to this interview was
Yes.
enough. But if you do that,
That would be great, right? Yeah,
I mean, people never get the opportunity to speak to their heroes. I would
Yeah.
actually get that opportunity
Wow,
that time.
boy.
So I would love
Okay,
to do that.
perfect. We're going to make that happen, guys. We're putting it out there in the universe.
Yes.
He's going to interview Brian Lara.
Beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for that, Jamel.
Absolutely.
And thank you for coming on and viewing and listening to this podcast. Remember to like and subscribe. And as always, stay hungry. And I'll see you next time.
Wow.
Bye-bye.